The Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show gave us some great moments, and one of those moments is the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. But how does it compare with its predecessor in Revenge of the Sith? I'll be breaking down this fight between the fallen brothers and comparing it with the Battle of the Heroes. To start off, I'll explain the categories. So there is action, force abilities, music, environment, and emotional impact. Now on to the first category, action. The action in episode 3 is very hard to beat. It is very dynamic, with Anakin using Form 5 Gemso while mixing some of Form 4 Ataru in there as well. Form 5 is a strength-based form that focuses on powerful strikes, and that is what Darth Vader uses. Form 4 is very acrobatic, and is the form that Master Yoda uses. Anakin combined these forms, making a quick, yet strong and aggressive form. Obi-Wan uses Form 3, Sorosu, which is a defensive form. And that's why it makes this fight look very good with all the quick blue lightsaber movements for 6 minutes. The battle 10 years later is much slower and less dynamic as its predecessor, which makes the action not as good. But the fact that Vader has a red lightsaber makes the battle look better. But overall, the first point will go to the Battle of the Heroes. This second fight is just not as good as the first one in terms of action and lightsaber movements. The second category is force abilities and the use of the force during the fight. Since in Revenge of the Sith they are much younger, they have less force powers and more acrobatic and better able to use a lightsaber. Yet there are still some cool moments. One of those moments is when they both have their hands out and they send themselves flying over to the console. But apart from that and all the force jumps, the use of the force is not this fighting's strong point compared to the next fight. This fight is very force-centric, with them shooting lots of rocks and boulders at each other, and Vader breaking the ground where Obi-Wan is standing, and shooting him down with rocks with the force, to try and bury him, and bury Vader's memory of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that part of Anakin still remaining in him that still cares for his old master. And then Obi-Wan remembering his purpose and breaking free, going supersonic mode, throwing a ton of rocks at Vader. This fight has more of a focus and better use of the Force than their first fight, which is why the later fight will be taking the win for the second category. And now on to the next one, music. The music in Star Wars, and especially in the prequels, is very important and sets the mood to the battle. And the score in Episode 3, Battle of the Heroes, mixed with some Duel of the Fates, has to be the best score in Star Wars. It is just so good, and every time I watch this duel, I'm blown away at how good the music is, and how it syncs very well with the duel. This score is a 10 out of 10. Unlike the music in Revenge of the Sith, the music in the Kenobi show is not on point. It is definitely one of the weakest points of the battle, and the show in totality. The music in the trailer is better than what we get in the show, and it's very sad and disappointing. They should have recycled the Battle of the Heroes and added a small twist to it with a few different changes. It would have made it feel much better and more like a duel with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, while still being a little bit different. But with that, the Battle of the Heroes obviously takes the win on this point. Now on to location and environment. The first battle is situated on the gorgeous yet deadly orange lava planet Mustafar, where we get to see the lava jumping up and having an impact on the fight. They have to try and evade the lava while still fighting each other. It makes for a very good duel. Even while they're in the Separatist facility, it is nice with all the closed space and sparks created by the lightsaber. The whole time, the atmosphere and location helps improve this fight so much. The next battle is situated on a rocky planet with a weak ground. And although it does not have the scenery or deadliness of Mustafar, it's still a pretty good location. In this fight, the adversaries take advantage of their surrounding and use the rocks of all sizes to throw at each other. Also, Vader manages to destroy the ground beneath Obi-Wan, and while having the high ground, throwing rocks on top of his old master to try and bury him and the memory of his old master. Although this fight has a good location, it does not come close to Mustafar. and that means that Revenge of the Sith takes the point on this one. Now on to the final category, the emotional impact. And their first battle is very sad right off the get-go. We followed these two characters throughout the movies and the Clone Wars being best friends and brothers, showing that they would die for each other. Even a few days before this encounter, the Chancellor tells Anakin, "Leave him or we'll never make it," referring to Obi-Wan, to which Anakin responds, "His fate will be the same as ours," meaning that Anakin was willing to die and risk the Chancellor's life to save Obi-Wan. This makes this encounter very emotional. Obi-Wan must stop Anakin, and Anakin has to do everything he can to save Padme. So the fight hits hard from start to finish, and with their little bit of dialogue throughout the fight. With Obi-Wan telling Anakin he has failed him, and Anakin telling Obi-Wan that he should have known that the Jedi were plotting to take over, which Obi-Wan responds, "Anakin, Palpatine is evil," which Anakin says, "To my point of view, the Jedi are evil." And it really shows how Anakin has lost his way and a slow transition into Darth Vader. That is also in part because of the Jedi's failure to Anakin and how they also have lost their way. The emotions are highest at the end, when Anakin says, "I hate you," to which Obi-Wan responds, "You are my brother, Anakin. I loved you." And it gives me chills every time I watch it, and it's emotional the whole way through, but even more at the end. But now on to the rematch of the century, which starts off with some nostalgia, with Vader saying to his old master, "Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?" To which Obi-Wan replies, "I will do what I must," which Vader's final response, "Then you will die." It continues with them fighting, and eventually Vader getting the high ground, and almost burying Obi-Wan. And also Obi-Wan coming back and throwing a lot of rocks at Darth Vader. But the emotions really hit when Obi-Wan cuts half of Vader's helmet. We get some of the best and saddest moments in Star Wars with this dialogue. The dialogue starts off with Anakin saying, "Anakin," and then Vader replying, "Anakin's gone. I am what remains," with Vader switching between Anakin's voice and Vader's while talking, making it even more sad and emotional. It continues with Obi-Wan telling Anakin he's sorry, to which he replies, "I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. The same way, I will destroy you." And that tells Obi-Wan that his friend and brother is truly dead. And with that, I have to say that the second fight takes the point on this one with the emotional impact. The final dialogue with Vader and Obi-Wan is just too good and is really sad, and that's what really makes the whole show. So for this point, I have to give it to the Obi-Wan and Vader fight. And with that out of the way, the fight in Revenge of the Sith, the Battle of the Heroes, takes the win on this one, with it having the better elements composing a fight, and it also being the original, which the second one plays off of. And overall, I think that this fight is the best one in Star Wars. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you want to see more Kenobi content, you can click on the video on the left about the secret room in the Inquisitor Fortress. And if you want to see more Obi-Wan content, you can check out the video on the right about Obi-Wan's most useful lightsaber duel. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss another video, and have a great day.